those of you who tune into my woodworking channel, thank you. You know that I do have a life outside woodworking and that many of my interests link up. Now, the micro catamaran I designed and made entirely of aircraft plywood and softwood batten is for camping with my dog, and I'd been on the lookout for a lightweight tent for the catamaran for some time. So this video is predominantly a review of an absolute cracker of a solo tent that cost me 25 quid, reduced from 50 quid. Now, there was some urgency as I was invited to a really lush party, well that's what they call it in Bristol, and the guys I knew were pitching tents afterwards, so it was a real surprise after much online searching to find this great little lightweight tent that didn't cost hundreds of pounds. So I came across this little beauty from Oswald Bailey, a backpacker solo tent, which, as I say, I bought for 25 quid, reduced from 50 quid. Wow! And it packs into a fairly small bag, which means I can put it on the back of my motorbike and also fit it into the catamaran. And of course, space and weight is a factor. At the same time, I bought a little self-inflating mattress from Oswald Bailey, which is equally compact and works on the basis of memory foam. So for 50 quid, I was able to join my friends at this great party, which was full of fun and games. I even managed to play table tennis for about 4 hours. And I teamed up with another guy, and we seemed to beat the opposition, despite being, you know, tempted with alcohol and pretty girls and all the other distractions. So, by the time I got back to base camp, which was about 2:30 AM, I was ready to drop and probably could have slept on a concrete floor, as I've done before. Now, of course, earlier in the day I set the tent up with a view to reviewing it later. I couldn't find any instructions, so the good news was it was pretty intuitive and didn't take at all long. In fact, I reckon about 5 minutes to put it up. And at the same time, my friend was putting up his £400 plus lightweight solo tent that seemed about the same weight. So I thought I would just go through the motions of putting the tent up, sleeping in it, taking it down, putting it back in the bag, and then making this video review on another day. My first impressions were that it was a pretty tight fit lengthwise for my 5'10", fairly average height, but the main thing was there was no condensation in the morning, and as the inner fly tent I think pretty well protected me. I still am baffled as to how Oswald Bailey can do this for the price. I really don't, because looking at the quality, it seems fine. The telltale signs for not just cheap tents are zips that catch or jam, and this seems fine. There was a tiny clip that was broken, but I reckon for occasional overnight trips this is a real cracker. I did do a bit of YouTube research looking at virtually every tent on the market and got bogged down with comments about flimsy tent pegs. The last time I bought a tent was over 40 years ago. Come on, you guys. I mean, it was made of canvas and was heavy and was wet, and you had to damp proof it every time. Come on, guys. You are spoiled by technology. So what? The tent pegs are like barbecue skewers. And actually, the tent survived a drunk partygoer crashing into it in the early hours of the morning. Now, the tent goes up really easily, and I think there's only about 3 pegs for the first stage, the inner fly sheet and built-in ground sheet. And these wonderful click-on poles are self-explanatory, with, as I say, minimal but adequate anchorage. I guess the thing to do is you set the tent up approximately and then tweak the pegs later, you know, to get it all to align. Yeah, I like this. It's low, it's compact, and when I stretched out it was a bit tight, but it's really fine. Now, the self-inflating mattress needed a few extra blows. I haven't come across this memory foam, and and it's a relief from those awful airbeds where you roll over all over the place. I mean, come on, if you go camping, you want to make contact with Mother Earth and not be floating in outer space. Now, talking of Mother Earth, I've been in South Australia at 46 degrees plus, and in Lapland skiing at minus 36 degrees. I also did an outward bound when I was about 17 in Ullswater in the Lake District. So to me, you know, camping involves a little bit of hardship. That's the fun of it. But I mean, really, my verdict is, you know, this is a great tent for the price. And what can I say? Please tune into my woodworking channel. Oh yes, putting the tent back in its bag was fine, but putting the air mattress back, well, I mean, I just need a bit of practice. I mean, I was struggling. I mean, just bear with me. I was struggling to put it back in the polythene bag. Obviously, I hadn't depressed enough air from it, but no, I'm getting there. You know, this is reminiscent of something else. Thanks for watching.